listen, we let conversation flow, dog. We just go. We'll reference the list when we need to. Okay, because I feel like
I'm recording it. You're giving me instruction.
Cut it out, nigga.
What the fuck, nigga?
Cut it out, nigga.
He record though.
Yeah.
It's another episode of New Pod Flow Podcast, episode 85.
85, motherfucker.
Steve and Vern here.
Yes.
And then we got a special guest today.
Special.
We got an ex Barstool member here.
Mm-hmm. Damn.
Or employee here.
Why you call him out like that?
No,
man?
that's shit. You are what you last did.
I guess that's true.
He's a known podcaster though.
You are. Hey, you get unemployment checks.
No. No. That's the thing too. It's a contractual agreement. Actually, y'all was talking shit, talking about why don't you just quit?
Why didn't you just quit?
In my, I mean, we're not allowed to talk about contract stuff, but if we're talking about contract stuff, allegedly, let's say when I signed my contract with Barstool, if I quit or got fired within my first year, allegedly, I would owe them back relocation and bonus money that I got to when they got me to California, to New Jersey, and New York, which was on some real, like, proper shit. And that's money that I never had. It never had for the give back. And if I was to get fired, allegedly, anytime before my first full year, I would owe them that money back within the next 60 days. Like, they got days stipulations on the shit. So the legalities is all laced in it. So I put my 2 weeks in on my 1 year anniversary. So so you was on the right track. But it's just not that. It's not that simple. You know what I'm saying? We got a gray area. We got to live in.
I want to let our listeners know that I'm scared to death right now.
You shouldn't be.
Because let me tell you that like I had y'all's episode that y'all had where y'all was finally addressing
Barstool NIGGER.
Yeah. I had very strong opinions on that. Yeah. And at the time, I mean, I guess the way the universe works.
July, by the way, July is the time around that time. Oh yeah.
Lance was on the show, and we had it as a topic before. I had that, like, I get the topics together. I had that as a topic before I didn't even know y'all were brothers. You know what I'm saying? So we started talking about it, and I'm like, oh shit, like, I'm not a confrontational person.
But you gotta be, honestly, like, for that too, and that's why it was so crazy. Like I don't want to step on, because I like how you drive the shit, so I don't even want to get into it.
You good,
shit.
Bro.
You all right, man. He don't drive shit.
No, I just be here, nigga. I don't be doing shit, bro.
My bad, Steve. I love you, dog. You already know what it is,
bro. I don't be doing nothing, man.
Go ahead.
Nigga don't let me talk, man. I had a fan last week say, y'all don't. I get mad because they don't let you speak. They just cut me off and just keep going, and then the topic changes.
That's why, and I'm.
But now we good though.
I'm aware of that. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
If I don't hear enough from Mike 1, I get nervous. You know what I'm saying? As a guest, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh shit,
you all right?
Nigga feeling away. No, but that episode pissed so many people off. But like, it was to, I say it like this: Willie Colon, who got me there, he wanted to start building the black representation and visuals and like. Bring up the black presence at Barstool, right? And he knew that I was doing my shit with Joy Taylor, Maybe I'm Crazy podcast. We had a strictly black audience.
Joy Taylor's fire.
That's the homie, yes. Big sis. Yes, you can talk. I'm about to go on Maybe I'm Crazy. She is single again, yes.
Oh,
shut up. Come on, dog. Be respectful, man. Fuck.
I watch her every day, though. Colin Cowherd.
I think our audience might be a little bit broadened today.
Yeah. Maybe. Well, you crazy. But yeah, shout out Maybe I'm Crazy. I'm actually going to get on this week. We're doing a Thanksgiving episode, bringing everybody back and shit like that, family shit. But yeah, so like, we had a strictly black audience. Like, I was in the streets of LA. I would be like in airports and shit, like everywhere, and like only black people would come up to me and be like, hey, Maybe I'm Crazy, like, shouts out, like, good shit. You know, I was on my interview at Barstool. They flew me out there for the interview. I had to go on radio and shit. And the bellboy at the hotel they had me in was like, hey, Maybe I'm Crazy. You know what I'm saying? So like, it had me feeling good that like, it was us that was listening and messing with us, even though our numbers were where they was. We still growing and shit.
Yeah.
So anyways, Barstool, whatever. We doing our thing. We had to start during the quarantine because we couldn't get started the way we wanted to. But while we was trying to get our shit together, they signed Gillian Wallow, which is a premier black podcast for them, especially get their demographic that they want.
Yeah.
And Willie was really wanting to try to be on some conscious shit.
Yeah.
On some like, you know, black perspective within Barstool, because we actually on campus. Like, we was the only black people at Barstool that was there in the building or whatever.
Okay.
But anyways, we had the podcast. We brought everybody together. You know, they came up with the name. We put the name on the thing. And my problem was, we got so much heat from black people that was mad at us versus being mad at why we did it.
Okay.
Because we was trying to bring awareness to the fact that I call him my boss's boss, because Willie, on my contract, Willie was my boss.
Okay.
So I always thought of Dave as like the nigga on the floor above, the floor my boss is on type shit.
Gotcha.
So we wanted to bring attention to my boss's boss, but then Chris Broussard, y'all know Chris Broussard, the basketball.
Of course.
Man.
I ain't talked to him in a minute. I'm in his Christian men's group that he starts around. His global Christian men's group is King. This is the bracelet I got on right now. I ain't heard from him in a minute. As soon as the episode came out, I get a call from him. I'm like, bro, what's like, nigga, what? Like, what are y'all doing? What are y'all on?
Hold on. Which episode?
The one we talking about.
I know. Oh, when that episode.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm saying I
okay.
ain't heard from Chris, and he hit me up on some like, nigga, what? He don't say on curse, I say the N word, but he was on some like, what?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I was like, this is the issue. Like, y'all don't even give a fuck about why we're saying it. Like, we're trying to bring attention to the fact that dude who's running this whole shit said it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then the whole shit spiraled because I supported somebody who quit, who was a Muslim. Mother was a Muslim, and he said all that crazy stuff against Kaepernick. And a lot of white people that heard the stuff was thinking racism. They only think about black people.
Right.
And I was like, no, like, he was racist to a group of people, to a race of people, a whole race of people.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. So, but anyways, I clapped back at him at a joke. He got offended by the joke, asked me to quit if I think he's racist. And that was my 4th of July. You know what I'm saying? So, and you know, months later, I'm in here with y'all. I'm back in Louisville. I'm back in
Look at that. Look at the downgrade.
You know what I'm saying?
Look at the fall off.
Ain't no fall off. I just low key got free.
Shit, you started your own shit too, though.
Yeah, but that's what he's trying to do anyways, and I think that's what he's talking about, the Black Effect or Charlemagne's podcast,
we'll get into
network
that
stuff. But like, there is a reality to the fact that as podcast creators, you got to be on y'all, you know, on what y'all doing. You know what I'm saying? You got to be on your individual shit to get the shit that you want done, because as soon as other people got their hands in it, they try to maneuver, and you don't work for the podcast, you don't work for you work for them. Yeah. And that's just what it is, and that's what the reality of it is. And I'm glad I got that clarity by going there, because if I didn't go there, I probably always wanted to work at Bar. If I'm a podcasting dude, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If Barstool is at the top, my problem was I didn't realize Barstool was what it was. I was listening to the podcast. That's an internet reality TV show.
Which podcast was you listening to?
So when Joy wanted me to do the podcast, I work in social media at Fox Sports. That's what I was doing. My job was around there. Joy wanted to do a podcast. She asked me to start, and she told me to listen to Part of My Take, because that's a football podcast, and because I didn't listen to sports podcasts, I only listened to the comedy podcasts at the time. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I was listening to Part of My Take. I did my version of that when we were starting the podcast, and then Joy's like, okay, you can't lie on here. You can't like lie completely. I was like, it's not a lie, it's a joke. You know what I'm saying? We joking about the sports and shit. So I had to continue to craft my shit. But I was listening to Part of My Take, and then really I feel like that was it. And I like knew of the other ones and the big, you know, Call Her Daddy and all the other shit. They're like the big ones. But I thought Barstool was just killing the podcast game. Okay. I wasn't even thinking about the website. When I got there on the interview, they said they had the 40th most trafficked website in the country.
That's what I wanted to ask.
And imagine how many of those 139 is porn. You know what I'm saying? Like they got an audience that's like scary.
I'm
like
sure number one is Google. Google got to be number one, right? Probably
Google and YouTube.
Google
and YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask you, man. You said people didn't understand the why with Barstool. You weren't familiar with Barstool at all, right?
I mean, I knew it was like up there like that, like in the lexicon of podcasts and media. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that Fox Sports,
but you didn't know that. like?
Oh no! I knew
that pseudo racism.
No.
Shit.
I knew that
Okay.
shit. I knew shit. I went to Notre Dame, and I know there was gonna be like Lily White. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, I wanted to be a representation and like try to be a part of the change and the shit. Like I really did think that there was because they gave Willie the budget to even bring my ass in.
Right.
Like everybody else thought I was brought in as a personality, but they wouldn't give me the bag like that, and they didn't even want me like that. I was Willie's producer. And I was allowed to go on Barstool Breakfast, Sirius XM, still on the radio now. I did that Monday through Friday, and we was getting the podcast off the ground.
Okay.
But we didn't get the podcast off the ground until we was in quarantine and shit. And they didn't want me to be a writer. They didn't want me to blog. But I asked Dave straight up if I was allowed to blog so I can like try to, get my voice. Because like I thought I wanted to be a writer. I still kind of do want to be a writer. But that's a whole other Barstool itself is a big ass grind, and it's not something for somebody who has anything else to do or like can be immersed in anything else other than the life. And it's very like ancestral the way it's like all the content comes from within.
Yeah. So
much so that when we got into beef with Dave and our podcast numbers went up and everybody was talking to us about it, I was like, oh, this ain't what y'all wanted. I thought like this is what Barstool does. I thought y'all beef with each other, threaten each other, fire. Yeah. Like it's all of his internal. Even when we was fighting on Twitter, the CEO was on some like, well, we shouldn't. That some things don't belong on Twitter. I'm like, this is publicity. Yeah, this is what y'all do.
In my mind, Barstool lives on Twitter.
Right.
Like
it is.
Like if it wasn't for social media, there would be no Barstool.
Exactly. So you're right. So, but that's my thing. Like I didn't hear, and that's perfect when you brought it up. When whoever made all the clips of Dave saying the N-word and all that crazy stuff that got put out on Instagram around like late June, and we was getting tagged on it. I told Willie when I was like, bro, I didn't need to see this to know it existed. Like I know y'all fans. I know y'all fans because I know who y'all talk. I know my friends, air quotes, that were excited for all the wrong reasons that I was at Barstool.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I know what the shit is. Like I smell the air in the room. When I went there for my interview, it looked like a frat house a little bit, but like it's just the quality of people. Now the people that are actually in there are like some good, hardworking people, and but when I was walking around and I hear a rap lyric in the background just past, like because somebody was just walking past the black dude and started rapping.
I hate that.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just like okay, antennas up. Like shout out to Ebony. She's the security guard / receptionist. She's like Cardi B.
Okay.
If she wasn't a stripper, but still like wanted to strip. But like she was the first black person that was there, but like she is the only person in the building, and I knew that my runway being there wasn't gonna be very long because there were no people black there that had been there for a very long time.
Oh, no black people there. No black people there.
Like in the building, but there's people that like Trill, who was on Mixtape, the basketball podcast. He was working out of Atlanta. And he's still fucking hilarious, but like nobody was in the building black. And being black on purpose, and their content was black, surrounded about being black.
I feel like my ignorance, right? I'm speaking from my point of view. Even though there's no black people in there, I still feel like that if Dave was accessible to me, then I'm not worried about the colors. So what do you feel like as far as like Willie brought you in, right?
Yeah,
and then. But you still had access to Dave. Right. So did that give you any kind of comfort?
Yeah. I mean, like I think no, because I think when it comes to Barstool, and there's like, there's a competition within it. It's the same thing with like Fox Sports. When I was at Fox Sports and we was working at Speak for Yourself,
he loved racism, there. Fox Sports.
No, racism loved me, bro. I tell you what, Jason Whitlock was the nigga that got me the job at Fox Sports. You know what I'm saying? Like he was a Ball State. He was a Ball State grad, and he was one that got me my opportunity at Fox Sports. So you talking about shit? Nick,
I'm sorry.
No, yeah, Uncle and Tom damn near tatted somewhere. So what? But so anyway, so like it's clicked up.
Okay.
Right, like it's our team versus their team. Undisputed. When Undisputed came, the Herd was nervous as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like it's when you have those shows that lead up to each other, like there's a competition within it. So with Barstool, imagine that with just podcasts.
Yeah.
So it's like Chicks in Office, Fran and Rhea, like these like two people, like everyone's clicked up. They're little, and they just all exist on an island together. So it's all kind of competitive.
Yeah.
So there was no like, just because it's me and Willie is on our island together, and we on this black ass island with no other resources, and nobody else really want to hear from us or fuck with us. And the only way I can get people's attention is to write some shit that gets people attention. Mm-hmm. But even then, I got told I got to stop writing about white people. I wrote a piece on white people and milk called an observational report, and just went in about how white people love milk. And I got sit down. I got pulled into the office, sit down, told me like, chill on talking about white people.
What do you think the reaction would have been if you was writing about black people?
That's the thing, though. It's
Keep it coming.
It seems like they want you to be black in a specific way. I don't want to say that's the case. That sounds too flagrant, but it's like they want you to be you, and then when you show, I don't want to say that because my situation was different than everybody else's. You know what I'm saying? It was the first time that they had somebody in there was like trying to make a black perspective on what it's like to even be at Barstool.
Okay, but
we did that from the fucking quarantine.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So it was already off. Like we were supposed to give people a perspective on Barstool News, the black perspective on the shit's going on at Barstool. Like that's the reality TV show that I told you it was.
Right.
Like we was gonna give our perspective on it. Our boss said the N-word a lot of times on wax, and y'all was laughing and clapping when he said it. And now we here, and y'all made it in front. Y'all put it in front of our face, so we gotta talk about it.
You have to.
And that's all it was. And that's my thing is the you talking about why like. I never thought me and Dave was gonna be friends. I told our CEO, I was like, I thought we was always just gonna be on opposite sides of shit. Like she was like, yeah, but black and white is different than Yankees Red Sox. I was like, to y'all maybe, but not to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? You always gonna be on some white side of shit, and I'm always gonna be on the black side of shit.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You know, like the competition of the shit is gonna be like I thought. You know what I mean? I'm trying to bridge the gap because I ain't in my feelings about the shit.
Right. Right.
So that's all that was. And I said, fuck it. Just strategically when it comes to work, it brought me from a segment producer, which I was at Fox, to a producer, and it increased my salary by $40K.
Goddamn. Damn.
So I mean, it was that. It was
yeah.
But at a certain point in time, it started feeling like blood money, and I was just giving it to my siblings whenever they'd ask for some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you need? All right, bet.
Okay.
What's the cash app?
Yeah.
Bet. Nah, it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like for me, it was like if I'm here in this position, eating like this, like I gotta give it back to my family because I know I ain't gonna be in this position very long.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I need to go ahead and recycle this money and push shit around because like I got out of debt quick from the come up, and then I had the income of the position that I leveraged myself into. Like other people who gets those jobs get agents and stuff like that. Me, I was just on some like I know what I'm worth. Yeah. I've been effed over at Fox Sports enough times. Like I'm beefing with the bosses over there. Like y'all not gonna get me to move across the country for less than this number.
So you saw like
I didn't know you worked at Fox Sports too, bro.
Yeah, I was. I mean, that's what George, like. Yeah, me and George. That was my start. I moved from. I went to after Notre Dame. I went to grad school at Ball State. Got my master's. Was on this football team. My fifth year at Ball State. Then I was a GA for the football team at Ball State. Then after I graduated, got my master's. I went back to New York. Started working at the Late Show with David Letterman. That last year that he was there as a page.
Resume crazy, dog.
And I was there for as the show ended. And then I was a PA working for a bunch of trash ass shows. But one of Billy on the Street was a funny show. I worked on that. And then from there, I got Whitlock called me one day, straight up and was like, "Hey,
did you answer that?"
Bro, all I did was answer his phone call. Like I didn't know anything. I met him at Ball State once, and everybody's like, "Oh, this is ESPN dude. You're going to get to know him." Meanwhile, I'm best friends with Mike Golick and them, and I was like, "I don't know, dude. I don't need to know, dude." Right? But I just answered the phone when he called.
Yeah.
While I was living in New York and New Jersey, grinding like 4 jobs a day or 4 jobs type shit. So he's like, "I'm leaving ESPN. I'm going to Fox Sports. They let me start a show. I want you to come like help produce it, like and help build it for me." I'm 25, going on 26.
Highly impressionable for everybody who hates Jason Whitlock.
Shit, all right, let's go. The studio. I need a career job in this TV shit if I'm going to start like climbing up the ladder. Like, might as well start there. And I was broke as hell working overtime. I got 25. I'm only 20K in overtime that year. That's in the building. That's the thumbprint clocked in.
Yeah.
But yeah. So anyways, I did that, and then I was at Fox Sports and with social media, and then I started podcasting, and I did that for about a year and a half. And then Barstool was an option. Like I thought, I'm one of those shit. I'm cooking over here. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm on the move. Yeah. And then I got the Barstool, and it was a nice, strong skirt that 2020 was for everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that's what it was. Like I was just on my grind thing. I was on this podcast shit and getting an opportunity, especially with the audience that Barstool had. I was like, if I put some quality shit up there, we might be good. I was never ever get to quality because I never got my bag. It was always uncomfortable.
Yeah. Okay.
It was always uncomfortable.
So what? So you was there when they bought Undisputed in with Shannon?
I started Undisputed's social media handle.
For real?
Shit.
Like I was working Speak for Yourself and Undisputed's social media handle at the same time. That's how me and Joy got cool because she was coming in the show.
So she started off on Undisputed.
Yeah, exactly. So we was together, and I was. That's when I said it was,
Leah. What was the girl's name that was on Colin before her? The white chick?
Oh,
Leah something?
The one that got into
Christine
it.
Leahy.
Christine Leahy.
Christine Leahy. That's the homie too. I was like, I had to start for Undisputed in the morning. I was in there by 6:20. That's why I said I made all that money overtime. Mm-hmm. I was in that bitch early as fuck to Undisputed, right? And then Speak for Yourself was the last show for the day, and I literally was in the building at 5. In the building at 5, and my wife came pick me up around 7.
Shit.
Girlfriend at the time. And I was just on the Fox studios, just grinding that shit out for X amount of years until Whitlock got mad that I was still working with Undisputed because he wanted me to only work Speak for Yourself. So they pulled me off of that, and I had to train 2 people that still, one of the guys I train now, it runs Shannon Sharp's social media and all that shit. Shouts out to CJ Deere, black dude from St. Louis, Missouri.
Don't tell me Shannon Sharp ain't doing them tweets, man. Don't tell me
no,
that.
his IG, somebody's definitely making it for him. Like Photoshop joints and
memes.
stuff.
Oh, the Photoshop. Okay.
That's
And
different.
he just started Club Shay Shay, so they really cooking. Like, and CJ is a beast, but like I trained him to do Undisputed, and then they took Undisputed over for social media, and then once I was doing Speak for Yourself, Joy was like, fuck that, like I want to do the podcast for a little, and they took me from Whitlock. Okay. So that's why me and Whitlock ain't cool to this day. And
y'all not cool?
No.
Okay.
No. It was, I mean,
did he call you a nigger?
No, he stopped. He's just a foul. I mean, he's done some foul shit, and he's like not loyal in that way. But like, I knew I had to get away from him because he just was like, he's just, I don't know. It wasn't right for me. Okay. But he still gave me my opportunity, and I always respect him. And low-key, like I'd be on some loyalty shit to a fault.
I understand.
You know what I'm saying? I just be on some like, nigga gave me my shot, and like I'm just trying to do what I can with it. But anyways, yeah, so Undisputed. But that's how Maybe I'm Crazy started. We would, since Joy was on Joy's on Undisputed, our episodes got uploaded to the Undisputed YouTube page. So we was getting hits. Like we was getting 200K of views and shit. LeVar Ball was on. We've interviewed LeVar multiple times. Like just all the shit that came through because we was connected to that. Then when she moved over to the Herd, a lot less black audience, our numbers started doing it, and we just created our own page on YouTube, and that's when I was a part of starting to grow that shit. But yeah, man, it's just like when you get thrown in the fryer, you just kind of do the shit, and you talking about professional and not professional. Nobody knows what the fuck they doing. Everybody's just trying to figure it out on the fly.
I see that.
And you know what I'm saying? And like watch the market to see how it moves and try to do your best version of it.
Okay.
Television is a copycat industry, just like podcasting and social media and all that shit.
I got you. So we're really not trying to do an interview based podcast. Like that's ideally that's what we was gonna do with
y'all was grilling my brother on Santa.
Originally, yeah, we did. That was damn near a year ago. Damn, it might be a year ago to the day.
Yeah,
shit.
It was. Yeah.
But
it was December last year.
Yeah, but Brandon, we don't want to do interview based podcast. We got some shit that we want to get into.
Let's do it.
But I before we do,
okay.
I'm sorry. I got one more question for you.
Let's do it.
This is the last question. And it may not be a question because I'm not good at this shit. But I want to ask you. What are some of the things that you learned from? I mean, you've been all over the fucking world as far as media goes. What are some of the things that you learned from where you've been that you're implementing into what you and Lance are doing?
So shouts out Prodigal Sons. That nigga's so crazy that he double booked in this podcast.
Yeah,
and
Lance supposed to be here.
It was supposed to be a Prodigal Sons crossover, but it's just my ass on the new Pod Flow podcast, which I'm thankful for. But no, bro, I learned a lot. Like it was on some like not to how I'm trying to say it, when you boil it down to some simplified shit, but Big Sean, when he's on the some losses he try to win, bro. That's what this. I feel like this whole shit was that. You know what I mean? Because I thought I was on the come up, and the whole time I'm looking at everybody's careers and shit. I'm like, shit's not linear. You know what I'm saying? You just don't keep going up. That's just not how shit work. You know what I mean? At some point in time, you get pushed to sit and fall and chill. But when it comes down to it, really, it's like the technical shit. Editing, video, all that stuff. I'm proficient at all that, like videos and podcasts, whatever part of the thing you need me to do, I can do. And then when it comes to social media, which now is marketing and all, like that shit. That's social media is marketing now.
Yes.
Whatever little marketing degrees people got in college, like they might as well be teaching you how to trick the algorithm, because that's what I learned how to do. It's just like trick the algorithm to get eyes, to talk about the trending topics, like make sure the conversation and writing the word and the question is binary, so you can get people on either sides of the things. Like there's a bunch of stuff I learned strictly about the industry and covering sports professionally. Now, like I just got Red Zone again because I've been feeling so weird just watching one game or whatever game WHS give you. Whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like that. Like there's a whole professional market. Like being around Skip Bayless, bro. Watching Skip Bayless work is different, bro. Like he's a whole beast, monster, bro. Like it's a whole other thing. So like even everyone around knowing they're not willing to go that far and like trying to do their best version of giving it up the way Skip gives it up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like what I learned was a lot of behind the scenes shit that could help me start something, and that's what I'm like trying to do, like trying to like grassroots. But I'm such a team guy that I need to like put Lance on to some education of like how to do things specifically, like make it so like everything was on my back, especially at Barstool. Everything was on my back because they didn't give help, and the reason they could is because they said we paid you to do all of it. You know what I'm saying? The contract that you signed and the money that's in that contract was based on the fact that you said you can do it all, and you can do it all. So do it, right? So like, but that's the thing, you can't get. I'm not as good on wax as a podcaster as you are, in my opinion, because I ain't got the chance to just focus on that shit. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to like actually being on wax.
Nigga pointed to Steve.
Steve looking at me like, nigga, why you put him? No,
right. Because just to clear that up, like why we looked at each other.
Yeah.
Steve does all the editing and everything like that. He does the tech. All I gotta do is come in here and talk.
Okay.
All I gotta do is come in here. All I gotta do is come in here and be interesting and throw something off the backboard for Steve to dunk. You know what I'm saying? Well, so, but yes, yeah.
Well, that's a good point that I've gotten to where I'm at because I've had to do what Steve's been doing on the back end shit. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of going through it.
So I had to learn this shit, bro. Like you listen
he's self-taught.
Listen to episode 1, nigga. That shit is choppy as fuck. I mean, all of them, bro. And then like now everything's a lot smoother now.
It's the growth of the shit. And that's what I was telling. I was telling Lance like. The point of this whole shit is being trash on wax and then getting a chance to learn, and also people, whoever your fans are, being in this shit with you. I was like, maybe I'm crazy, but nigga, I was embarrassed. Like episodes 1 through 50, like embarrassed of myself, huh?
You and Joy Taylor had that many? Oh no, that's the Willie Cologne joint.
No, me and Joy. Our last episode, maybe I'm crazy, was episode. It was episode 107 or something like that. And we had Skip's wife who wrote a book about being with a Skip. Or like something about like how to be a wife to a sports obsessed husband or whatever, partner or some shit like that.
They had been together for a minute. Because I remember when Skip was on First Take, he like they wasn't together. Like he would always name drop her, but they wasn't like.
They met on Cold Pizza.
For real? She used to work at ESPN?
In New York. No, she was a hairdresser in New York. Oh, okay. So like they met at Cold Pizza, so they've been together since then. So we had her on the podcast, and that was the episode that I announced that Michelle, my wife, is pregnant, and announced that I was going to Barstool. So we was on our weekly grind shit, bro, and it was. But that's what I'm saying. Like I'll be listening to podcasts like I can't do that again. Like I can't say, even though think what I say, like a lot of times, like one of the things that bugged me so much about that experience was because it was on Fox Sports, I got censored like a motherfucker. They would take whole shits of what I said out because you couldn't say the shit that I was saying on Wax at the Fox Sports podcast, but like it's still.
See, and I get that because like I was hyped for Shannon's podcast because I was like, oh, he gonna be smoking blacks and drinking cognac, but nah,
it's way more watered down than I expected.
He was on All the Smoke, and I thought he was gonna be himself too, and he wasn't. But they asked him, they was like, we getting Uncle Shay or we getting Shannon Sharp? He's like, I gotta beat Shannon Sharp, man. You know, I got company.
But that's the thing, Uncle Shay, and I don't want to shit on Shannon. But that was when me and him had, I don't want to say he knew how I felt about when he started pulling out blacks and cognac and shit, only because he don't do that shit.
What did you feel about it?
He don't actually drink cognac.
He don't drink.
He don't.
Not no pause, but with that body, like they don't touch nothing negative going.
He's built like a horse, dog.
Nah, yeah.
Like nothing negative going to that man's body, and that's why I didn't like it because Lance on some, Lance, he was on some, Shay Sharp on some black, and I was like, no, Shannon Sharp don't.
He smokes weed though.
Okay.
You don't think he don't smoke weed either?
Not to my knowledge.
And I don't know.
Not to my knowledge.
And I mean, I don't know how ignorant I'm going to sound. How much does weed deteriorate the body, though? Shannon Sharp is
but I'm saying though, he's a Hall of Fame football player. And, a lot of them is subscribed. You know what I'm saying, marijuana and shit.
Right.
That's why I thought because he would always talk about the shit that Snoop. Like Snoop done gave him shit on the show. Like
you
was probably there. You might have been.
I was like, I was back there, like, I saw you picture my phone from that day type shit. But but that's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't like it because it was a character. A little.
Yeah,
it is a character.
Nah, he is a character. Just Skip's a character too.
But you have to be.
Skip's a character, but he's
like he don't really hate LeBron, bro.
That's what I was going to ask you, Brandon.
But does he hate LeBron? He's a character, but he don't turn it off. You know what I'm saying? That's a difference. Like Uncle Shay is for the internet and was built by the internet. That whole. Remember that skip.
Yeah.
That was the first week. I remember I was in the office. I was in the thing. He was doing it. He had said about 20 times before the first break. I went back. I told one of the PAs. I said, cut every time Shannon says skip. Give it to us and then put it on social. That shit took off. It was a meme in itself. So Shannon became a meme through episodes of Undisputed. We would find it on our site. That he's like, oh shit, Shannon doing some crazy meme shit is blowing up.
Yeah.
But then he started leaning into it. Because like that's what you're supposed to do. He's big on social because of that, right? Yep. But he got kids our age. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not on that at all. I'm not saying
but he's comedy. He's comedy though. Like
he is.
He's talking about Nicole Murphy. He's like, man, that girl finer than frog hair.
But that's what I'm saying. His character is comedy. Shannon Sharp straight lacing the motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean he got some serious posts on IG, like he'll show his shoes or something. But he seemed like he's just real laid back, cool. Yeah. And Skip said like because I watch them niggas every day, bro.
Yeah.
Especially since I work from home now. If not, I'd be listening to him at work, the podcast form. But Skip said that he don't never stay after the show. Like when they do the live show,
Shannon don't stay.
Yeah, he just leaves. But Skip stays and talks to all the fans and shit. Like Shannon don't.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Skip, that's not a character. That's not a character. That's not a character thing. You know what I'm saying? Like Skip is like. He's so successful because that's who he is, and that's how you get some. That's how you know what to bank on because this motherfucker really is like that Dak Prescott shit.
That commercial, he's on there working out, and then Shannon walks in and he goes, he's already in there. Like Shannon was all up. Yeah, I'm gonna bust Skip up today. Yeah.
That's all getting ready. That's based on the shtick, but like in all real life, like the Dak Prescott is a perfect example of like how he don't know how to turn that shit off.
Okay,
talking about Skip.
Yeah,
motherfucker like 70 something and built like a mini Shannon Sharp.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? Like
a white one.
Get back to answer your question. Like being around motherfuckers that are making millions, like athlete level contracts to cover sports and to be interesting and have some shit to say and how the back end of it and how to get the shit to say. Like right now, I'm blessed. I'm working with Michael Smith. He's starting with he's got a show on Peacock.
Is he the one from ESPN?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yep. And that nigga like puts in so much work on the back end. Like there's like professional. So like when it comes to that, so for me it came to be like, okay, you can't even be half-assed a fan of some shit. And that's been my biggest issue. My boss at Maybe I'm Crazy, his biggest thing, he was the creative director of FS1, he said, you got to pick a lane. And I was like, I can't. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm all this. Like all the shit that I'm trying to represent, I'm juggling all them balls, but that means that I'm only halfway into some shit. You know what I mean? Like even with Prodigal Sons, I wanted that to be a sports podcast. I was talking to this nigga Lance. He don't know the names of the players. I said, scratch that. You know what I'm saying?
Can you imagine Lance?
We entertainment news podcast, our podcast. Then. You know what I'm saying? Because he don't know the shit, so I'm not gonna fake the flunk. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Steve, me and you got started a sports podcast.
Y'all should. Steve, we done had Lance on a couple times. Can you imagine Lance doing a sports podcast?
Nah, bro.
I asked him about the DeAndre Hopkins catch on the last podcast. I said, "You see?" He's like, "Yeah, he was with the Falcons." I said, "No." I said, "No." He's like, "Oh, the Cardinals." I was like, "Yeah, a different bird."
Yes, I listened to that. I listened to that one. Like, he said, "Wrong bird."
Just crazy, bro. But yeah, like that's the thing. Like you can learn, and that's the thing. Like you say everything's self-taught, right? Mm-hmm. There's a certain level of like anxiety or questioning your moves when you self-taught too, because you self-taught, right? Like me being self-taught as well, but from the motherfuckers that are professional in this shit, because all the people at Barstool, they got real professional editing jobs and all that shit like that. Yeah. All of them motherfuckers taught themselves. Then I very seldom, like no one took, the only reason I took the master's route is because I was playing football at the time. Yeah. But I learned some hard ass skills that helped transfer over to the shit I'm still trying to get into. Right. But all these motherfuckers self-taught. My, Crooked Media, y'all know that?
Yes.
Pod Save America.
Yep.
One of my homies, me and him.
Hold on, Pod Save America?
Pod Save America.
I got a theory on them.
Oh, you gotta tell me, because I might end up working at Crooked Media eventually. Talk to me.
When Donald Trump's out of office, they ain't gonna have a job. But that's a different. You know what I'm saying?
I was gonna say my homie that we used to do a Facebook live show in LA out of his garage. He's the creative director at Pod Save America, and his podcast is Pod Save America.
Okay,
like that's his shit.
Yeah,
run whatever you hear from that's his shit.
Yeah,
and they have been talking about what they do. Before the election, they was talking about, because their whole shit is getting Trump out of office.
Out of office.
So they was talking about what they're going to do to pivot to continue, because they have a big following now.
Yeah.
And what they're going to do to.
What are you going to do when Trump's out of office?
Sports is about it. They're thinking about sports and like other things like that. But that is yes, very important. But that's what I'm saying. That nigga, my homie Elijah, he learned everything from himself, and he's got his reputable ass job for this big network. But that's the thing. It's like, that's only a big network now because of the work that gets put into it. And once you know some shit, and can't nobody take that shit from you, and that you on it moving. But it takes time to get that shit like cooking. You know what I mean? Like all this technical mixers and mics and all that shit. I didn't know none of that shit.
Yeah, that shit was hard to learn. I'm like, bro, damn, they're trying to get the fucking being able to call people. I was trying to do that shit for 3 months. I'm like, nigga, how do you do this shit?
It took a whole for me. It took a whole month to just like literally Googling, buying
Google University and YouTube University, man.
Man, that's what it's about. So trial and error and shit too, and that's why Lance just got on Adobe. And people on podcasts don't care about this shit, but Photoshop and Premiere, like Lance was talking about, like me helping them give some tutorials. I was like, you gotta have a project and fail and like work on the shit, because this is all encompassing and complicated and shit. But once you know that shit, that's a level of professionalism that nobody can take from you, and that's what you got to come with. Like especially if you want to do this professionally. But what my eyes have opened to is doing this shit professionally. You can only do this shit professionally if you're professionally who you are. You know what I'm saying? A lot of motherfuckers at Barstool got hired to be who they are, and they just elevating them. Me, I came as a producer, so I got really good at all the technical shit, and I was still straight on wax, and I was like trying to get that side better. But personality-wise, I know the fuck I was. I know what I wanted to talk about and shit like that. So like that was a big detriment to me, because all the niggas that just edit and the producers in Barstool sit on the other side. Yeah. And then there's a whole content level side where I sit at. My black ass is one of the first chairs, and the content side, like Dave walked by me every day.
That sounds dope, though.
But it does. That's what I'm saying. Like that hybrid level shit.
Hold on, did Gilly work there too?
No, nigga. They let them do their shit from their couch, right?
That's what I say. Like, bro, them niggas is in the office, bro.
But every time they come up, though, you know what I'm saying? And that's one thing, because like near the end, when like motherfuckers was scared to fuck with me because they know me, Dave, and pass shit up, and like I was still in the building trying to get shit done. When Gilly and Wallow would come through, Wallow nigga would show love to the Brandon. He was like, oh, Brandon, come here, like talk to me. Like you know what I'm saying? He want his shit. Wallow, but like he also they just in different situations. You know, they own all their shit. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Like
they had leverage. Right,
they had leverage because they came in as the entity of the thing. We were trying to build the shit as we were there, and therefore, it was really hard to get off the ground, man. It was like I don't want to say it was impossible, but with no love, like I kind of attributed it to fruit. You know what I'm saying? Like fruit need different environment to grow and shit. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't make all the fruit in one area. Yeah. Nigga, if I was a watermelon and I need about 85 degrees in the sun for about 70-degree temperature, it was cold as fucking Barstool. You know what I'm saying? I say small ass little watermelon, I can never grow, get juicy and shit. You know what I mean? If the fertile ain't right for what we trying to do, you know what I mean? We can't move in a specific way. Even after all the shit happened. And we got called out, your big company email talking about like, you know, what we did and what we like, you know, the whole, at that point in time, it was cultural unrest everywhere, right? And they was talking about hiring like a minority, like consulting company, third party shit. And I'm like, why don't y'all call me up and ask me what niggas I know edit? You know what I'm saying?
It makes perfect fucking sense. Like, cause you have niggas here already. You already got black people here. Why you need to bring in third party black people?
But because I don't even got black. I mean, that's one thing. It's like if we're not here to start a pipeline, then what are we here for? You know what I'm saying? And that's my whole thought process on it was like the pipeline shit. And they was low key gassing up Willie a little bit, just trying to tell him that, you know, he could be a part of this diversity program and like all stuff like, and I also feel like I never believed him, I never trusted him, and I knew when everything went left, like I told him straight up, I was like, as someone who walked in the door with a contract that I didn't want to leave with, like I wanted to grow within this motherfucker. Yes. I said I need help from other people. I need all the people that are good at what their jobs are. I need their help to get me where I'm gonna go. And if everybody here is scared to mess with me because they're afraid of Dave messing with, like, you know, me and Dave's relationship, then there's no place for me to be. There's nowhere for me to be. I can't do this here, and it's not that important. Right. Like it's not like I can go try to do something elsewhere because like it's not even that serious. But like the spotlight was real. Like, and I couldn't even. I'd be living outside my body half the time anyway, just looking at the shit like, damn. Like,
this is real.
You know what I'm saying? Like, like
he looking at Joy Taylor every day.
The rooms I'm in and shit, like, just like, oh shit.
Yeah. But
that's just what it is. You learn a bunch of shit, but like, in my opinion, if you're not doing it like Joe Budden and them's doing it, if you're not doing it like just all the people that have the freedom to do it themselves, but you got to grow. You got to have your audience to grow, and you got to know what you're doing. So for me, I was just like, I'm gonna take whatever little fans I got from this experience up until this point, and my numbers dwindling, and I get excited when I lose followers because I was like, you were never with me in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So like, whatever I got, I'm gonna try to build from the jump and like just see. And also like Louisville's where I recognized like that I was funny. You know what I'm saying? The people don't know Louisville, like creative, like artistic, hilarious, real, like which is a combination of like a bunch of different states. Like we are the Midwest, very, very really and very honestly. So it's just a perfect spot to kind of get. I want to be in California eventually. I want to get back there because that's where I just felt like I was thriving. I loved it there. Yeah. But I want to go as me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I want to go as something that like who actually want to try to
you own and build.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. All right, man. Hey. So
what's this link, man?
Huh?
What's the link?
The link dead, dog. But I got but like just to kind of stay on like what we were talking about, but kind of just like merging away from it a little bit. Before we start recording, I was calling the Black Effect, Charlamagne's network, right? The Rockefeller chain of podcasts.
Because it means a lot, but nothing at all.
But what is it? So. I mean, we were talking about it. We were talking about one of the things that we said was like the podcast that like Charlamagne is on aren't even a part of it. Brilliant Idiots is Charlamagne's. That's his baby. Right. That's I don't want to say it's how I was introduced to him, but introduced to him and then following him. Right. That's what you find. Yeah. And it's not a part of the network. Nope. What is it? What is that?
Honestly, they're trying
to get the Spotify bag.
You try, not necessarily the Spotify bag, but the bag like.
But y'all Joe Budden 5 podcast listeners and fans, right?
Yeah.
One thing that he brought up that I thought was valid was the fact that Charlemagne is a part of one of the biggest podcasts via The Breakfast Club in syndication in podcast form.
What makes The breakfast club big though? Come on, man. Come on.
Like
radio
viewers,
show.
black people. What do you mean? What you talking about? Like,
Well, no, they're a radio
podcast
show.
or-
It's not a real it's not a real podcast.
It's a radio show.
What's the personality that brings everybody to the breakfast club?
Oh, Charlemagne.
Come on, man.
Yeah, Charlemagne. But that's what I'm saying. But that's why I'm saying when they were bringing it up, he said Joe Budden was saying that Charlemagne has a conflict of interest in the first place because he has a very popular podcast that is a syndicated radio show.
Yes.
And he has a podcast that's his regular podcast, right?
Yeah.
So he's saying, like, you competing in your own field for the shit. And I think with that, that's why Black Effect is more confusing to me because it muddies the waters continuously about what Charlemagne is actually got his hands in and what he doesn't have his hands in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't... The fact that, and obviously Andrew Schultz is taking, Andrew Schultz played it smart than motherfucker because he put all the brilliant of this shit on YouTube under his name.
Yep.
Built his followers of idiots or whatever they're called, and then Flagrant 2 is his own fucking beast. And I remember because we were on a sports podcast with Joy right when Flagrant 2 was starting, and we was like beating them a lot of times. And then when they just took off and we fell out of the top 200 in sports, I was like,
But they don't really talk about sports no more.
They don't talk about sports no more.
That's
still a category.
But that's what I'm trying to say.
It's like Joe Budden because they don't really talk about music.
Exactly.
Right.
They are a music podcast.
All these different podcasts. Part of my take is a comedy podcast. You ask me, they obviously talk strictly about sports, but them motherfuckers just like. And you call $1 Million Worth of Game a society and culture podcast because they used to start off with the music shit when they had their old producer Devin and shit on the thing, but that's what I'm saying. All this shit like you got to be put in a box and then you figure out where your audience is at and let the shit go from there. But honestly, all these podcast networks that are doing well, they're just merch companies. They're honest, like especially when it comes to Barstool. When it was like, if your silo or if your podcast isn't, you can't sell IP from your podcast in clothing form, in apparel form, then you're really not of worth and value. And that's why I said I was listening to you was talking to Lance about my situation at Barstool. Call Her Daddy brings like.
They had alcohol. I had no idea.
They bring like I want to say
They have their own alcohol?
Yes. I mean, and Spin Chicklets is the hockey podcast at Barstool. They have their own alcohol that's been out for a year. Pink Whitney, that's everywhere, and they making money off of that. Like anywhere you can put the Barstool logo. It's all about selling the merch. So the podcast is just a vehicle for stuff.
It's just an advertisement.
Yeah.
The wild thing is, Steve, is I don't know how well the alcohol sells, but they were arguing over who gets what percentage of the alcohol sales. Fuck. Like, what about the show? You know what I'm saying? What about the hoodies and t-shirts and shit?
Yeah, bro.
Y'all talking about the fucking alcohol. Who gets credit to that?
And then there's all kinds of arguments about like who's what. Because like even when maybe I'm crazy, we was the only podcast that was just a podcast. But they was trying to compare us to the shows that were just the syndicates. Like how are we supposed to get compared to Undisputed and The Herd? These people that are on first things first.
They're on TV, yeah.
They on TV and they hearing whatever you don't miss on TV, you can listen on the podcast. We just coming once a week,
right?
Bringing a perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like the.
Was it supposed to be off the back of Joy Taylor's name or like?
No, honestly, Joy wanted it. It wasn't like something that, and that's one of the things too. Like if it's a talent ask. Yeah. And like the company can't see the vision, then you kind of on your own outside of things. That's why maybe I'm crazy. I'm so proud of because we worked hard enough to get. There's people on staff there working fully on staff that weren't able to work on that before because it wasn't a thing. It was just me. So, but yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's all merch. If you're not selling something, then a lot of these companies aren't interested.
So I got a question for you, Brandon.
Talk to me.
We both big fans of the Joe Budden podcast. Obviously, we heard Nori on there when Joe called Nori and asked him the details of the Black Effect. You remember that?
No, what episode was that? I missed it. What episode?
Don't remember that?
No, why did I miss episodes? What happened?
So I hate because we do a podcast. It's hard to promote another one.
I damn near wanted to go to Barstool and start a Joe Budden podcast, like a Joe Budden review podcast, just talking about shit. I was like, honestly, I was trying to pitch that shit, and I was like, they can't don't see the
There's no fucking way.
They don't see the vision.
No. And I mean, honestly, now if you look at it now, you can't see the vision either.
No. I just want to talk about them podcasts. I just want to talk about the shit they be talking about.
There's an episode where it was. Do you remember the one where he was like, he didn't say anything and he left in the middle of it? Do you remember that one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The very next one. He called Nori and asked him the details of Drink Champs and the Black Effect. Yeah. Nori didn't answer one question. He didn't know the answer either.
No, he didn't know. He didn't even know.
No, he didn't know. Like it was like you know, what's his percentage splits? Like what's the, you know, like how y'all doing the ads? You know what I'm saying? Are you getting, you know, the full amount from the ads that you had previously? Whatever. My question, I think I don't know if you might not have the answer to this or not.
Sorry, I got lost with that shit.
Huh?
My bad. I zoned. I don't know if you looked at me, you thought I wasn't listening. I was
it's okay
because thinking about this Black Effect shit. I was like,
because guess what? Nigga, I forgot what my question was.
Oh
man, it's all good.
But it was talking about the Black Effect. He didn't know shit about.
He didn't know anything. Like so before we started recording, I said that any podcast, especially like All the Smoke, who was getting like Matt Barnes has become like one of the top
media
people of our culture this year,
bro.
Matt Barnes is like.
You want me to tell you a story about Matt Barnes?
I mean,
well, just real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, he came on Maybe I'm Crazy.
Okay,
right. I loved it because I got a chance to ask him. I was like, "Where were you when you heard Kanye's Drop Your Name in 30 Hours?" You know what I'm saying? That he's like, I'm gonna drop
whooping nigga ass like Matt
Barnes. But so he, after that podcast, he accidentally stole my phone. I had two phones. I had a work phone and a personal phone.
He's scared to death to ask for it back. Now you see him chase John Henson to the locker room.
Man, they want me to ask for my phone back.
Bro,
I wouldn't even trip.
Like it's both of ours. You know, I just keep it in my crib.
I just keep it in. No, bro, man.
I text him from my work phone, and I was like, hey, like, you got my phone. Like, what's up? Like, how am I gonna get my phone? How am I get my phone back from Matt Barnes?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, these motherfuckers come in and go. I don't know if they getting on planes or none of that shit.
Might
right?
be long gone now.
Right. So he tells me where his crib is at. He said, come through. I was like, oh shit, nigga. I pulled up. I went to he walked out to give me his phone. He was like, you trying to smoke? No. I fucked that up. He came out to get me. His phone, my phone was in the kitchen. So he didn't even bring the phone out. You know what I'm saying? So I walk in this nigga's crib, bro. It was like embarrassingly like everything you expect from an NBA player. So like big ass pictures of him and his kids and like multicolored shit. Yeah. Like his balcony or stairs going up to the crib and that little like we can look down from. That's the exact height of regulation, and he got a basketball rim there and it's marked off for the foul line shit, like on the marble floor and shit. We're walking through Papa shots and shit in the living room and stuff. Candles big as this fucking table on another table type shit. And he was just like this. He was like your phone right there, and I was okay. I picked the phone up and he was like, actually no, that's what it was. He got me. He was like, you want some weed, right? And I was low, didn't have no money to buy. It's expensive as hell in LA to get good shit because it's all regulated.
Right. And it's like, Matt Barnes.
Yeah, I was like, I said, you just gotta wait on God sometimes. Because like I was thirsty for some weed and you telling me. So this nigga went to his pantry, Ziploc bag, couple big pinches, just reached in somewhere I didn't know where it was, pulled out 3 King Kong shits and was like, got everything wrapped up. And he's like, I appreciate you. Y'all phone show and shit. I was like, cool. And then he was like this, and from the off air was like a blunt. He was like, you trying to smoke? I said, yes, nigga. Yes. So we went to his big ass playroom. Nigga, the couches on that shit look like a Prius is just lined up on the car. Like Prius is in couch form. I sit I put my butt all the way against it, shit kicking off and shit. You know what I mean? Like, big ass screen. So yeah, this big ass gold bowl where he's ash and shit, and we just talking.
Yeah.
This nigga was a producer and got Red Table Talk to Facebook.
Matt Barnes was produced on Red Table Talk.
That's why I'm saying the whole shit. Like he was in the back end of that and was like trying to get Maybe I'm Crazy away from Fox and put on Facebook Live and stuff. But Joy's under contract and like we couldn't make the moves like that. But
is Matt Barnes on a Facebook Live contract?
He must have been.
God damn.
That's what. So I'm saying, you talking about him being coming. Like it's like basically all the work that you see.
Yeah, he's been working on it.
It's been years in the works and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But no, that motherfucker got me high as a bitch. Like I said, I was sitting in my car afterwards trying to. I called Joy. I said, Joy, Matt, he want to take our podcast. I was smoking with him. She's like, you smoking right now? Do you need me to come pick you up? I was like, no, I'm good. I'll be all right. But he's serious. He sounds serious. I talked to his agent. Bro, and then I did some Louisville shit and overstepped my boundaries later on. I seen some shit in the news with him and his kids. Mm-hmm. Abused having the number, hit him on some, hey bro, see your shit on Shade Room. Keep your head up.
Damn.
No reply.
Hey, he saw Brandon's text, like 90 miles. All right, I can make that. Come here, Derek Fisher.
But he was seriously on some like, he was like, shit, like it's all about who you know. He was like, shit, you fucking with me, I'm fucking with you. Who knows who you gonna fuck with next? You know what I'm saying? He's like, I'm real friends with Steph Curry, and I was like, oh, okay. He's like, you want me FaceTime? I was like, no, you good. You know what I'm saying? But like Matt Barnes is like, he's just been out here, like he's making moves. Like the thought of thinking about who brought Red Table Talk to the fore and like him being so integral in it. He just has an eye for the content.
I had no idea, dog.
Yeah,
I had no idea that Matt Barnes was behind Red Table Talk. Yeah, that's nuts, dog.
But anyways, y'all was talking about topics and shit. I know we've been going.
No, I mean shit. Like we still on the introduction.
What y'all on?
We was on the introduction, dog.
Oh, okay. My bad. Good.
Like we halfway through the fucking show.
Right.
Is $1 million life changing?
That's a topic. So yeah,
nigga, no shit. What the fuck?
Nigga. Yeah. We get. I'm letting the audience know, nigga, not you.
I mean.
Is $1 million life changing money anymore? 1995, and somebody offered you $1 million. It's totally different than like somebody offering you $1 million right now.
Right now,
yeah.
I think it's a lot different.
It's still life. I mean,
it's no different.
To me, it's still life changing.
It's no different from.
Okay, here. I'll say this. Now I feel like I gotta qualify with this. Who's giving it to you and why? Because I think that will have something to do with how much is able to change your life. You feel me? Like if it's on some obligation shit, then you don't even know what your life is. Like that's just life changing in the sense of what you got to do for that $1 million.
Do you want to let me tell y'all the reason why I put this down as a topic? So James Harden walked away from $50 million, right? Mm-hmm. And in my eyes, this is my personal.
He's already worth $500 million. But go ahead.
Yes. But in my personal opinion, I'm like, damn, dog, does James Harden have any self-awareness? Like, James Harden was shooting fadeaway, one-legged Euro step threes in the bubble. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And he walked away from $50 million. Like, is there no self-awareness there? And so then I try to bring it down to like maybe not all the way, but I deduced it a little bit to like my level. Like, if somebody offered you $1 million right now versus somebody offering you $1 million 25 years ago, is it the same?
Oh no!
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes, I absolutely. And also, I feel like it's depending on where you at too, because like anyone in Louisville get $1 million, your shit changing within the next 6 months.
I feel like $1 million is life changing money today for most people, because most people are trying to find, like I used to like it was a podcast, I can't remember which one it was, but it was a podcast where I used to listen to that. They said it was like Black Magazine or something like that. They said that in order for you to retire comfortably, you have to have some kind of independent business, right? Mm-hmm. So $1 million today is different from $1 million 25 years ago, because for one, you're not going to try to live off of it. Instead, you're going to try to invest it into yourself. You see what I'm saying?
True.
You understand what I'm saying? So like us being like podcasters, for instance, if we had a large lump sum of money, we would invest it into ourselves, and we would invest into our product and try to see what we can build from there.
Right.
versus 25 years ago, you just try to find a way to live off of it.
Yeah. See how long can you make it stretch?
How long can you make it stretch? Right. So that's why I put it down as a topic. It's like it's 25. I'm sorry. Is $1 million worth? Is it worth it? Is it life changing money? Is it something that will change your life?
Yes,
I agree.
Definitely.
But what's how much change?
Right, because all you're gonna do is invest in your craft more.
I mean, to an extent,
and like, still taking the risk on.
I'm with you though. Like,
I would invest into the craft. Like
you definitely gonna invest in your craft. Everybody at this table is gonna invest in their craft, but
I would invest it.
You would invest it. You're not investing in your craft. You would invest.
Yeah, I would invest it.
Okay, that's different.
I want passive income. Like I want to be able to not work but still get $100,000 a year.
Yeah, that's the thing, and that's where the job
and it's very possible.
Industry,
it's just you know what I'm saying. It's just all about compound interest and investing.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, that's what I would be on. I would be like, if I got $1 million right now, it would be hard for me to like go to work. But it's like part of me is like,
you don't need to.
No, I'm saying like I would like take half of it and invest it, and still keep working.
That invest is still a risk though, ain't it?
No.
Yes.
No. I'm saying for what I'm trying to do, for what I'm talking about, like I would just invest in companies that give you dividends. Okay. That way I can make money like I just said, I make $100,000 a year, but just not doing nothing.
Okay.
Like imagine just not doing nothing, but you still got checks coming in.
I mean, it's
like just not doing anything.
It's what a lot of these motherfuckers out here doing. Just I mean,
that's what
like,
fucking. We was talking about Buffett. That's what he got a whole bunch of stock, bro. But he got stock that pays their shareholders and dividends. So he just getting all that money, bro. He started investing when he was a teenager.
Yeah.
Or 10. I think he made his first investment at 10. So if he invested in McDonald's at 10 and then he kept buying shares and they pay you a dividend every quarter, fam, that nigga getting paid fucking $1 million from McDonald's a year right now, probably.
And it's all about. It's kind of like how you make it, because like I was talking to Lance and he was talking about some. I could make 100,000 if I sell $218 worth of merch a day.
$218 worth of merch?
Yeah, and I was like, nigga, that don't sound impossible to you? He was like, no, that's 3 hoodies. It ain't. He's like, that's 3. Right, but
just not even selling it.
But the thought of the selling it per day, in my opinion, talks to the hustling that has to happen and the amount of work that you have to do. Like what you was talking about, being able to sit back and let that money do what it do and double
passive
up.
Income, yeah.
You can't. That's not the same mentality. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole other. That's blue collar. What my brother was talking about. Like when it comes to like selling a product, for me, what I'm talking about on that 6-figure shit is, if you create a website, the blog for a perfect example. Mm-hmm. You create a website, a blog where you're putting up content. So you're putting out 3 to 4 pieces of content a week. And then you get a subscriber list, an email subscriber list. That's dollars per subscriber list, right? So in my mind, and what I'm thinking, if I get in my content bag, I'm putting out shit. All I'm doing is making money. I make the little $25K, slowly growing my audience in that first year. This is based on some numbers I've read in this article. Mm-hmm. And the second year with a blog is more on the 50 to 100. And then that next year you continue to grow. That's when you're in the 100 quarter milli type of range. And as you grow an audience, you do less work because the audience compiles itself so much that the content it's like feeding itself in a way. So I just bring that up to say there's multiple ways to get to that final goal, but there is way more labor intensive versions of how to make that money double up. And I'm trying to look into more of the investment type shit. Mm-hmm. But like you was talking about, Vern, like investing in yourself.
Yes.
So that whatever you reaping, whatever you bringing in, it's on your back on some like, all right, that was my loss, versus like putting in Heinz and Heinz goes belly up, and now you know what I'm saying, niggas only fucking with Hunt's ketchup. You know what I mean? Like or like the market for for what happened in 2020. But that stock shit is a whole other monster, a whole other beast. My wife's into it, and she, like one of my homies helps her out, and they talk about it. I can't even imagine that level of capital. Like I told y'all, we celebrating. We just finalized the house. If that, I want to say 100% of it on the back of my wife and what she been able to invest, but she's been smart with her money for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thankful and blessed to have, you know what I'm saying? But we're gonna make this shit work like that. But like it's all for the opportunity for what you can do with it. But the reason she wants to buy a house while we're here, we plan on being in Louisville for like 3 or 4 years. She don't want to spend that money on apartments and just flush that money down the toilet.
Right.
In her mind, she wants to get a house that we can at least break even and get our money back when we try to sell it and try to go back to Cali or whatever. So like the whole money pot shit, it's almost like can $1 million can change your life if you know what to do with it.
If you know what to do
with
it.
And actually, it can change your life either way.
You can't just give everybody $1 million.
Right. It changes your life either way, but it's matter if it's going to change your year or it's going to change your life.
It changes. You know what I'm saying? That's big. That's big.
Because that fucking shit was $1 million. Like what you saying, nigga, it changed my year and the next 2 years. Right. Yeah. But in a because when it comes down to it, like taxes and that money and like what people really see, like. That's why it's been so crazy on the corporate side that I've been on this media shit, because like my round salary that I sign up for versus the liquid that I get.
Yeah. Like
once you recognize that 30,000, 40,000, the discrepancy of like how much money you actually need in your pocket. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers, $50,000 a year, but getting 30K of it in liquid. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Same with the NFL niggas. It's like one of my homies, he had a league minimum of like, was it $345,000 a year? If it was like league minimum for a little bit, for those guys, he saw liquid 180 of that, and like, but like, liquid 180 make you look like an NFL player if that's with your bank account and that's what you working with on a daily basis. Like that's the money you're moving around with. So with that, obviously, $1 million is going to change your shit, but like how long it changed your shit is completely up to you.
Right. Okay. I see what you're saying, dog. Like. But I feel like this generation, like this era that we living in, everybody has something that they trying to do on the side. Everybody has something that they're trying to do on the side. It's where this question actually
not everybody
makes.
Well, I see people on IG that they just seem like they post their job and shit, and they just seem like the person that want to be at their job for 25 years.
Well, that's the thing.
Maybe everybody was a stretch.
No, but I think more people now in 2020 is on their side hustle shit. Because like I was with you, I was like, when I was working at Fox Sports and doing all that shit I was talking about, I've been doing up to this point. I wouldn't be able to get my bag at all.
Right.
Like ever since I was in New York working there, was stand-up comedy was what I really wanted to be known for. I wanted to be a comedian and shit. And
both of y'all niggas.
And that's the level of freedom that comes with being a comedian and like all that shit.
Yeah.
But I could only do spots X, Y, here and there because I was working.
Right.
And then when I got to Fox and I was on that, when I say I made $20K in overtime, niggas, I was working. Like I did 2 shows.
Just trading your time for money.
It takes away from the side hustle. Like I feel like I've been having comedy on the back burner for a minute, and now I feel like I'm finally going to get a chance to step into it. Like I wrote a tight 10 about my experience at Barstool and all that shit, and like making fun of that shit. And I can't wait to get on stage and tell them jokes. But I gotta start getting the bases up and shit. I need to just throw that bitch on IBG Live and memorize this stuff. But I wasn't able to work on that because I was focused on the creative, especially when it's creative is your job.
Yes,
this should take up so much time because you can go 6 hours into a rabbit hole and you're like, you know what, this idea is trash.
And you know what? Like the crazy thing about that, to me, in my personal opinion, is like me and Steve, we have real life jobs. Like we have like the real blue collar corporate jobs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To where what you're doing, we would consider a side hustle if we had the opportunity to do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. But that's why the whole time I was like, I need to be blessed and like be cognizant that like I am in a special position where I'm getting paid to be doing what niggas want to do on the side.
Yes.
But when it comes down to it, I would like to do it on the side too. But when it comes to the constraints of what the job is and what you have to do running a social media handle for a sports entity is a 24/7 job.
Yes.
especially working on Sundays, making graphics, like all the Photoshop jersey swaps. I used to hate free agency season.
Damn, dog, hold on. So you be doing that? You had to do that?
Yes, bro. Yes, all of it.
Bro, people be so quick with them, bro. I be like, damn, and then the shit look
They
real.
be quick, but some of them be trash.
Nah, but I'm saying I feel like it's easier for the NBA. Like I be wondering, I'm like, nigga, how do y'all do it for the football, bro? Like,
bro. Football's damn near harder sometimes because getting in between that face mask trying to double up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You gotta put a whole new helmet on the nigga, bro.
When Beast Mode went to the Raiders, nigga, that Photoshop that I did that was good got used every time somebody want to talk about it. I was like, I don't care what y'all. I ain't making a new one. Nope, that one right there. Y'all gonna use it.
That's crazy, dog. So you know I use Photoshop too,
bro. I'm like proficient at all that shit. Like I am. Yeah, like I got these jobs because I got really good at the trade. But the shit that I want to do kept getting pushed to the side. But the shit that I like being comedic and stuff like that and the writing, I just use that for copy. I use that for how to you know engage with the audience and clap at people in the comments and shit like that. Like that was all I was able to use and be this personality for it. But that was pushing me farther from where I thought I wanted to be. Yeah. You know what I mean? But that's why I was like, God don't make mistakes. I was trying to just go with the flow and shit. But like, I was like, my mental was, as long as I still know I want to do it, then I can eventually get back to it. So yeah.
For sure.
We're not supposed to be interviewing you, dog.
I'm over talking y'all.
That's kind of the direction that the podcast is going into, dog. I got one more question for you, dog. I got one question, dog. We're not trying to do this, dog. I know. I'm sorry. What is it that you want to do, like ultimately, though?
I want to host The Price is Right.
See, I didn't see that going there. Fucked me
mad
up.
now?
Nah, yeah, misdirected me.
Honestly, like by the time I'm 45, I always wanted to host a late night show by the time I was in my mid 40s, and I always try to work backwards. Like Jimmy Kimmel, perfect example. What's his name? What did he do? He was on radio in Philly, doing sports talk. Yeah, he met Adam Carolla there. From there, he got a job at Comedy Central to be a side gig on Win Ben Stein's Money. Right, so he was just in Comedy Central, side gig, personality, doing his thing, still doing comedy. Then he was able to finesse that into starting the Man Show. He did the Man Show until he did Jimmy Kimmel Live. There's like a year between that. Yeah. And during that year, he was working at Fox Sports, being like I think Rob Riggle does it now, like kind of like, the game, pregame Fox Sports stuff. They like have skits and shit like that. Like Jimmy Kimmel was doing that shit. And then he got into the late night TV game. So my whole shit was always like, and then Letterman was a big late night guy for me. Obviously, I worked there, but I like the thought of being topical, having jokes, and also the content being driven from the people that are there. Yeah. Right? Just like, that's just all that shit is, and being funny and shit. I pivoted to game show host with Price is Right because I really do want to touch people on some like, be a part of making people happy, being a part of making people feel good. I like the game nature of shit.
Did that come up when you was on Family Feud? Did that kind of?
He wasn't on Family Feud.
Oh, you wasn't on there?
Thank you for that.
Shit.
No, I auditioned. Literally, it was me and all six of us. But they didn't pick me.
Did you read the article? Did you read the article?
I didn't know.
I was the only person that didn't get picked.
So on the article.
But hold on, the people Lance was with is y'all's family though, right?
That's their family, yes.
Yeah, I was, and I auditioned with them at the what's the shit called, where everybody voted at? It's fucking
Yum Center.
No, where we graduated PRP. We had a graduation there. Everybody
Broadbent Arena,
the Civic Center,
what the fuck?
Freedom Hall.
Yeah, Freedom Hall. Yeah, Freedom the Convention Center. Convention Center.
Oh, the Convention Center.
The Kentucky State Fair and
the
shit.
Convention Center. Yeah,
we auditioned there, and they said we can only have 5, and they told my mom that if you have 5 and one person's ass, then they not picking the whole family. So we interviewed with 6. To see who was going to get it, and they didn't pick my ass.
They didn't pick you. They said in your article that you wrote, you felt like you was too interested.
I mean, they knew that I knew what the game was, because like I finessed the shit for us to even get there. Like everybody was auditioning together. I said we're gonna go last. Yeah, we're gonna learn all the shit, tricks and trades. I said because at Letterman what I was doing mainly was casting. Like I would cast the audience. Like I would like. It was like all audience shit. So like we knew where people at Letterman. It was like if you look crazy or had some I love Dave shirt, or you said like I knew Dave in high school and shit, up in the fucking balcony. Like we just kind of real.
Just like nobody can just come. Y'all gotta weed people out.
People are around. It's like it's a whole weeding grading process.
It's crazy.
It's crazy because they don't even pay attention to the crowd.
Right,
Damn,
but it's important for Dave though.
Damn, how they let my nigga Arthur Fleck in then?
Oh my god, this nigga!
How that nigga get in, man? Nigga,
Because he was talent. He was talent. The motherfucker was a comedian. He was about to. Nut, bro.
My bad. Hey, that's funny.
I'm trying to think what part of that movie was real, bro. I think
he was dreaming both times. Besides when he was a Joker, bro, he was
dreaming. He was never on the show.
I know that whole time, bro.
He said, "Love you, Dave."
Letterman, dog.
He said, "Love you, Dave." When that nigga's name Dave?
Robert De Niro.
It was something else. What was it? I felt like that shit was Dave though.
Nigga said, "Love you too,
It
buddy."
did feel like Dave. It was supposed to though.
It
was supposed. It was supposed to.
Nigga said, "Love you too, buddy. Come up. Come on stage."
Come on in here. Dave, come out there.
He was killing.
Hey, that movie's great, man.
That was the second to last movie I saw in theaters. Parasite I saw in theaters, and when I got home, I heard about the Kobe news. So like that was like the beginning of 2020, low key on that shit.
Damn, Parasite was still in theaters this year.
Yeah. I mean, it was. Yeah.
I know it.
But no, I say that Price is Right shit because like I want to do comedy, but I don't want to do comedy for the reasons that like I want to be a host. Like a lot of comedians that do the scenes in New York and LA and shit. Yeah, hosting is the most trash gig because motherfuckers want to get their shit off. Yeah, I want to facilitate people's shit and make people laugh in between. Like I want to open up the shit. I got you. In between, you know what I'm saying? Like be the glue and all this stuff because. You know, it's not as important for me to like be on tour and like sell like that, but you got to go out here and tell your jokes to get to where you're gonna go. Yeah. And my thing is, I say I want to be a comedian professionally and only make my money from making jokes in my Jesus year, which is 33. So I got 3 years to kind of get there, and that's why I think this is
30?
A big, yeah.
Okay.
That's why a big part of this whole coming back home is important to kind of focus on where I want to go and see where I can go from there. Made me feel old, man. I want to do comedy in 3 years. Like I'm trying like now. Yeah, I'm trying. Where are you doing it at? I'm not. I haven't started. It's COVID now. But that's what I'm. And that's why I think right now is a time for like motherfuckers to really be on their shit on a sense of like sharpening their swords while you away. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like you got to be like getting. That's why it's a time like you ain't there. It's never time to sleep. It's always work. You know what I'm saying? You got kids. You know it's always work time. You can always do some shit. Right. So, but I'm trying to balance that. What is it? They said, write drunk, edit sober type shit. Like I'm trying to still get that mixture right from my shit. But I've done stand up in LA. You did stand up. I did it in New York a lot. Did you make Dave Portnoy laugh? Don't swing on me. I thought when that tweet that I sent him back to send him into the frenzy. I really thought that was gonna make him laugh. Big Cat told me he laughed when he read it. So I thought I was really on some joke shit. I really thought I was on some joke shit. But some people thought it was funny. I'm sorry. No, but that's what I'm saying. But I was like it's trash if you think that you the only person that thinks stuff is funny, Mr. Dave Portnoy. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't even understand our culture. How you gonna understand what something's funny when we say it? No. But that's why I do think it's. I mean, that's the goal, so we can see where it's going. But it's like shoot for the moon, land on star shit. But I really the type of like I don't want to make no other plan B because you're not putting money to or putting your thoughts toward plan A. Yes, the shit you hear NFL players all the time, that dumb shit. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to put that amount of focus on the comedy shit because that's what it is. You gotta put in what you get out. But
for sure,
yeah. But anyways. This nigga asked me what I want to be when I grow up. Who did? Did I do that? Is that what I did, dog? Yeah. Did I do that? Basically, but it's great. I mean, that's what
I got one more question. I got one more question before you go.
That nigga make us sound like journalists.
That's what you did.
That's what you did.
I know, man. It's gonna turn into an interview. It did. I got one more question. I got one more question before you leave us, man.
Where you want to be when you grow up?
This nigga.
That's my fault.
And I gave him an answer, and he was like, "This nigga."
I didn't want to hear that.
I knew exactly what the answer was. It's like, this nigga. Price is Right, nigga. Head ass nigga. Over being ass nigga.
No. That's my bad. I mean, I felt like, because I'm gonna tell you the reason why I asked the question.
Cool.
I'm gonna tell you the reason why I asked the question. I felt like you have been like around the block and back when it comes to media.
Yeah.
So you, out of everybody at this table, have a better understanding of what it is that you want to do ultimately.
Yeah, I think I would say this. What I want to be is always going to be as pie in the sky, up in the air as I was when I was 14 at PRP as a freshman. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still have that shit circled in, but when you see the landscape of everything, all I did was get a chance to see what all my backup plan jobs could be. Mm. You know what I'm saying? Like, in the industry, I was like, honestly, I've been telling my wife for a minute, I was like, shit, all I gotta do is keep you on this grind. They might ask us to come back and teach podcasting at Notre Dame, and we're gonna be up in South Bend, and I'm gonna be Professor Brandon because I got my master's. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a bunch of shit that I don't want to shit on Neil, but we got a black dude at Fox Sports who's just supposed to be editorial for black shit. Mm-hmm. And he got a corner office, and he's just kind of chill and do his thing. Like, oh, okay, if anything, I can be Neil. You know what I mean? Like you got to keep your head in the game and your hand in the game to be able, because somebody's always going to have an opportunity. If you know enough people in the shit, somebody's always going to be like, you come do this. Like, since I've been unemployed from Barstool, I've turned down 2 different jobs that would have been good for me to have and been, but it's not on the path of where I was going. And if it's not on the path where not only was it that, it wasn't enough money to pay me to distract from what I want to be doing. Yeah. So and I feel like I'm here to work on what I want to be doing. And if you ain't gonna pay me enough to get away from that, then I'm not even gonna bother with it. You know what I'm saying? So right now I have the luxury of being stubborn because I think I can do, because I've been around the block and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, nigga, I might end up working at Kroger like I did. That was my first job, was fucking getting carts and bagging shit at Kroger or off Dixie. Yeah. Like, I might do the one off New Cut. You know what I mean? Like I don't know where I'm going to be, but I know my resume and what I do, like Photoshop and all that shit. Like, people want people to do that type of stuff, but if the price range is too high now because everybody wants PA level people, like 24-year-olds, to do what I do, I come with a level of knowledge that I'm saying, like, I can't entertain the $16 an hour to do that when I've worked to get to 25 to 30 at that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's all it is. So it's based off of reality and what I really want to do. Because of course, niggas still want to go to the league, right? You know what I'm saying? And everybody should. You look at the Griseldas of the world and Conway, that was old when they was popping. Mm-hmm. You just got to keep doing this shit. Yeah, and I feel like Samuel Jackson,
especially for you've at an extent you've been there.
Yeah, it's different. It's it's being there, but where's your desk? What's your role? What's your responsibilities? What's the questions you're allowed to ask? What's your level of clearance on shit? You know what I'm saying? Because that is that. All that stuff is real. All that tangible. It's real. It's real with you. That's why I always tell you, people make fun of me about believing both sides of conspiracy theories. I was like, nigga, you better believe in both sides because you don't know what's true. They don't know exactly. You just know what's being told to you. And I've been in rooms now to see that the truth will be silenced, bro. The truth, and especially when a situation that happened at Barstool, for me, it felt like when everybody was coming to Dave's aid, because I made a joke to do, I was like, oh, they really, this is not to compare the Time's Up shit, but it's they really protecting the perpetrator. They protecting the not the opposite of the victim. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the moneymaker. Yeah. They'll always protect the money. In the industry, fucking this meat, talking about eating meat and all that stuff like that. The money gets protected, and all the rules and regulations go around protecting the money. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The different scandals that I can talk to y'all about when we turn these mics off that happens at FS1 and things like that. All that shit gets silenced and shut up because it's about the money. Yeah. Right? Mm-hmm. So for me, I know now that honestly, my life, I feel like it's been keeping it real goes wrong. You know what I'm saying? Just one long ass episode of when keeping it real goes wrong. Because I was you know what I mean? And even not even to you, because you was this nigga should have quit on the episode. Yes. You know what I'm saying? But here's I got on true. When I left my last episode of Two Bigs, we had this whole talk about what we was going to do, and how we was gonna do it,
Yeah.
and we wasn't allowed to put that shit out because I refused to sign a contract telling them that I wouldn't talk shit about them after I left.
So we
had a whole episode explaining everything, why I left, how I left, the whole start and end of Two Bigs, me and Willie on wax talking, and they wouldn't let us post it because I didn't sign a release that was from some bullshit money that would have made it so that people can,
hey, don't say this, don't say that. They wanted you to sign that.
It's plain as day, yes, bro. NDAs exist, bro.
Yes,
this is real, especially with these companies that, like, in their mind, I fucked up the money. Like I was answering calls.
Not the white dude that said nigga.
No, I fucked up the money. I was getting calls from the CEO like during like the problem solving times and she'd be on some. Oh, sorry, I was on call trying to save money that we're losing right now. I'm like it's my fault. It's like okay, like y'all not gonna talk to the dude who brought the conversation up,
right?
You know what I'm saying? If I said nigga on wax, I would have got a raise. You know what I'm saying? But we was trying to be a podcast that didn't do that.
Right,
you know,
right.
Just because like Willie was on some up and up shit and was like, his wife was at HBCU. He went to Hofstra, which is, if you don't know, it's like just New York Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
Staten Island Notre Dame. So it was like Lily White too. So we was trying to do this black podcast, and his wife, who went to Clark Atlanta.
Okay.
And is a part of the Divine Nine type shit. I think she's I don't want to get it wrong because I'll get my ass beat.
I'm gonna guess Delta.
I was gonna say that, but I don't want to. But you know what I'm saying? But so she was trying to help us in like this shit because we've been whitewashed in a certain way that we don't even know what we can say and what we can't say. And guess what?
Did you walk into being hold on? Did you walk into being whitewashed going to Barstool though?
I feel like it kind of got at Fox Sports. It felt like we was living on our own island, so we was like removed from that. Like we got the chance to talk about what we wanted to talk about.
Okay.
But at Barstool, they pitched individuality and you being who yourself and all that stuff like that. Basically, it was all lip service, and in reality, like you can only do so much.
You can't. The point that I was driving home, and I'm pretty sure now talking to you, I was way off. I listened to Dave Portnoy had his own episode of Call Her Daddy, right?
Yes, I listened to that episode. Yeah.
He had his own where he was like, man, any of my employees they can do what they want to do. They can say whatever they want to say about me.
Yeah.
Like,
you believe that shit?
I did at the time. Hell, the nigga that owned the shit was telling me.
That's the thing. I did too.
Okay.
I did too, but every action has an equal or negative reaction.
Yes.
And when basically Willie and his wife came up with the title for Barstool Nigger, and when we was going to go live with that, I told him, I was like, hey, I think we should hit Erica up, our CEO, and let her know that we doing this. And she was like, all right, and Willie's wife was like, and let them know if they got a problem with it, they can come talk to us, right? And I was like, okay. And then she didn't have any issue with it, and I was like, okay. I went to the editor-in-chief, and I was telling him, I was like, okay, we're about to publish on this shit. You see these graphics? You see everything I did? Like, y'all ready for this? And he was like, yep, go ahead. And and everybody was on that. Everybody does your own shit. You can say whatever you want.
Yeah.
And then we said what we wanted, and we didn't even say what we wanted, but we said what we had to say and brought everybody in to say it. And I'm still here with y'all now.
Fuck. Why you saying like that?
I'm just saying, like, I ain't working there no more. Like, it's like some real shit. Like, there is, like... Because I even told him, I was like, listen, I know the difference between getting fired and being frozen out within the company. And that's what and you know what I'm saying, when you get iced out and get froze up, your oxygen gets cut off while still in that bitch. Yeah. That shit's definite. Especially when you're trying to be creative and create and be funny for a living. Like, wasn't shit funny.
Not at that time.
You know what I'm saying? No. Not in that bitch. And also all the energy and angst come from being in that office. Yes. And that shit just gave me negative energy being in the office. Because every time I was in that bitch, I'd see Dave and we lock eyes and we just looked at each other like,
it wasn't no what's up. It wasn't no.
And he knew he couldn't say anything too because he knew he was on some, like, he was stepping on some legal boundary shit. You know what I mean? Like, he was on some legality. He said some fuck when he went on radio and said that I wouldn't have got hired unless the only reason I got hired was because I was black.
Damn.
And said, called me all kinds of cocksuckers and all this type of shit. Said I was trash, wasn't funny, all that shit, and was going in on me on his public radio, Sirius XM, primetime.
Shit,
my name. And that's defamation of character, all that other bullshit and all that other shit, like white shit that I ain't worried about. I ain't about to get into no legal battle with nobody because I know I ain't playing with no white man's money.
Yeah.
But also, like, fuck dude. Like, I don't need to. Like, I still motherfuckers work for Walt Disney and know he was anti-Semitic. Like,
Brandon,
I knew.
The nigga worth $100 million. Dog. He could have took the settlement, nigga. Nigga, we could be recording this motherfucker in Calabasas.
I could have flown y'all out.
I'ma fly them niggas out. Like Liz, what's their name again? Veeg and Stern.
Yeah, right.
Fly them niggas out. Fly out Veeg and Stern, nigga.
Veeg and Stern.
Text me their birthdays and they full.
Took the settlement, nigga.
Oh, man.
The nigga said he worth $100 million.
And that's my thing too. Like my shit was, I was like, shit. If I did all this shit on accident. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hurt dudes' feelings with the joke. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's my power for being purposeful in the shit?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you, dog. I feel you, man. Yeah. Hey, do you want to swing on me?
Never.
Let me. So
this nigga's going to.
He's going again.
He's going to another question.
I understand. I know, Steve. I get your point. I just want to explain from my point of view, like as a podcaster and I'd like to say, you know, up and coming. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Like and being black and being in a situation where, like, to be honest, I do not know what the fuck I would do if Barstool was dangling anything in front of me.
Right.
If Barstool was dangling their name in front of me, I wouldn't know what I would do.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, so I was a little bit more harsh on you because of the art of it in itself is, in my opinion, podcasting is bringing your personality, your thoughts and shit, you know what I'm saying, on things to a platform of any sort. You know what I'm saying? So at the time when we were talking about that, like that's how I was looking at it. It was like, man, this is self-expression, especially coming off the back of the call her daddy shit when he was like, my employees can say whatever the fuck they want about me. You know, that's the freedom that they
everybody
have.
On his side that was like coming to his aid was like, I'm so sorry you have to go through this right after dealing with the call her daddy stuff. And it's like,
you said the nigga word, dog. We didn't make crazy. You say it.
Y'all tripping right now. So that's the whole thing. Is like the level of expression at Barstool for me. I was trying to put it in the writing bag because nobody was really fucking with the podcast like that. Like, it wasn't big because nobody was messing with just black content like that. So when I got told that I wasn't allowed to write about, which is what I was getting in my bag with, was writing. When I wasn't allowed to write about how I felt about Dave using the N-word and publish it from Barstool, which is what I was told specifically I was not allowed to do, and they said keep it to the podcast.
Yeah.
I already know that they don't want me to say X, Y, and Z. And X amount of people that I thought I was friends with at the podcast telling me that my tweets is costing the company money. And I was like,
this is
supposed to be on you are an ally for me.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, this one's too deep. Like, they really see me as a threat in here, and everybody else who know me from Louisville know me. I'm the nice guy.
Right.
But I can't be black in here without ruffling some fucking feathers. Like, so let me just get up out of here.
Be black, but don't address you know what I'm saying? Don't address your boss when he says the N-word, you know. Be black as you want.
Bro,
just don't talk about me.
He said it as a punchline. He said it in a Ja Rule song. It's just
he was wild,
and we wild for feeling away to it.
Ah, man, that's crazy, dog. Yeah, that's nuts, man.
I need to call my wife back so she can call me.
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. But okay.
What you want to punch out?
You ready? What you want? Where we at on time?
Nigga, we're at over an hour and a half.
Shit. Brandon, that's all you.
We did that. No, I know. I talked too much. I apologize.
Nah, nigga, you want to keep asking questions.
It's the screwball.
No.
Nah, bro.
A little bit of ass
nigga, bro, like, I was looking at it, I was like, all right, man, this nigga been going for about 45. Now we can, like, do an actual, like, topic type joint.
Yeah.
And this nigga said, man, I got one more question, though, bro, before you leave.
You gonna blame me, dog?
Yes, nigga.
Hey,
y'all got to space me out the way, Lanston. We got to talk about that damn sports podcast. Let's get the.
Look at that. See now, nigga. Now what? Now what? Now look.
You want to talk about Meg?
Huh? Meg Thee Stallion?
You heard the diss song, the Tory yet?
I ain't heard it.
Was that the opening track?
You heard it? Have you heard it? I don't know. I ain't heard it.
Let's listen to it right now, nigga. Let's go. Because, hey, can we punch out real quick before I say what I want to say? I got a flaming hot take. A flaming hot take.
Why can't you say it on the record?
Okay, I'm gonna say it on the record because only because I've been drinking. Tory Lanez might have album of the year.
Oh my god, this nigga really just said that. We got bad news. That's the opposite. Shots fired is what you talking about, right?
Shots fired is
okay. Yeah. It might be it, bro.
Tory Lanez might have album of the year, man. I did not. I tried my best for weeks to not come in here and say Daystar might be album of the year.
I didn't listen to it.
But listen, dog.
This nigga named Daystar.
Listen, hey man, we journalism to an extent.
Yeah.
To an extent, we journalism. Yeah. We gotta listen to Tory Lanez album.
I feel.
Did you enjoy Tory Lanez music before he shot Meg?
I wasn't. I was waiting for something that was going to make me want to listen to the whole album, and I never.
What?
Yeah.
Nah, man.
But I'm not an R&B ass nigga either.
Okay. All right. That's fine.
Yeah.
Tory Lanez was very proficient in rapping and singing. So before the whole situation, he was really good at both. He did both.
Yeah, I knew that.
He did both very well.
Yeah.
So
well enough. R&B people were trying to rap like Big Sean. They just want to rap all the words they can rap. Just get it out. Look at it.
I feel you. I feel what you're saying, but I think what you're trying to say is Big Sean raps like somebody who sings who can't rap.
That's your take.
Okay. All right. I mean, you might be homies with Big Sean. I don't fucking know. It's thinking of men everywhere. It's thinking of men everywhere. I don't know where. I don't know what he mean. But so Tory Lanez, one of the most talented fucking artists like that there is at this point in time. This current era. If you listen to Daystar, you cannot deny the music sonically.
Okay.
On top of the fact that he's addressing one of the biggest stories of the year.
That he was in.
That he was a part of.
Okay.
He was a part of.
Okay.
Leaving it at that.
I got to answer this FaceTime for my wife and we can't be talking about fucking Daystar.
My bad. All right, bro. We'll get into Bank song in a second.
That's why I said just end it there, bro.
No ending on me saying Tory got album on the fucking year. That sounds crazy.
What you think? You know what I'm saying?
All right, man.
I'm joking. I'm
but look, ain't none of us heard this song, man. So I'm a.
Let me just play.
Okay.
Imagine niggas lying by shooting the real bitch. Just to save face for rapper niggas you chill with. Imagine me giving a fuck it was your fucking birthday. You and your feelings, I just told you.
Oh, she say bird dick?
She said she might have said bird dick, but something about a birthday as well with bird dick. But yeah, I'm about to look at these lyrics.
Yeah, I'm pulling the lyrics up too.
Yeah, get the lyrics up, man, cause
was another Thursday. Now imagine me, cop blocking niggas on some dry shit. I don't want you on a bitch, believe you wouldn't have been invited. And if it wasn't for me, same week you'd have been indicted. You walk in, not to talk, I guess that made my friend excited. Now y'all in cahoots, you a puss in boots. You shot a 5'10" bitch with a 22. Talking about bones and tendons like them bullets wasn't pellets. A pussy nigga with a pussy gun in his feelings. Okay,
damn.
Now that to describe the gun that shot her as pellets and said this is the gun that this nigga had as a diss.
She's like, I'm 5'10", nigga. You gonna need more than a 22.
You gonna need a Desert Eagle.
Right, you need a 50. You need 50 cal.
Next, he keep calling me a bitch. We all know the shit I could've came back with. He talking about his followers, dollars, and goofy shit. I told him you're not popping, you just on the remix.
Okay, just because Louisville and popping Jack Harlow, we had to pause there. But I'm looking at this shit. She said, "Okay, he in the back seat keep calling me a bitch. We all know the shit I could have came back with, and then the ad lib is little ass nigga." So she was saying, like, I was thinking about his little ass calling, and I didn't even.
I'm keeping my composure.
And then honestly, when the shit was going down, I felt so conflicted. I was like, man, Jack it would be some Louisville shit that just like had a wrong nigga on the feature. You know what I'm saying? But then she flipped it. Then she flipped it on him.
Yeah.
I like Tory on that song though.
2020, 8 months later, and we still ain't got no fucking justice for Breonna Taylor.
Don't do that.
Another Louisville drop.
On that nigga side is a clout chaser, a bitch who he fucking or a hoe that he paying. Imagine
you a clout chaser, Burn.
Huh?
You said Daystar was album of the year. You're a clout chaser.
I ain't trying to. I'm sorry.
Imagine me entertaining you fucking goofy ass niggas and you fucking goofy ass bitches. Who you taking shots at, goofy ass nigga? Keep your broke ass out of rich bitch business. And that go for you bitches too, that's trying to get picked. Talking shit, I slide on you thinking that you slick. Oh shit, it's a lot of weak niggas in this bitch. They confused, they hate me, but watch my videos beat they dick. Who a snitch? I ain't never went to the police with no names. I thought a bitch that got her chance that's called a loss had something to say. Hey, I be speaking facts, they can't hear me.
What she say?
Hey, nigga, she killing this nigga.
She rapping so fast, nigga. I can't even.
I thought a bitch that got her
and I ain't never heard
snatched.
the album, so I don't know I don't understand the context of shit.
This is track 1 on the album.
Yeah,
and that's why it's kind of hard. This is like the opening track of the whole Good News album.
Yeah.
The album called Good News, and she opened up with this shit.
There's nothing but bad news in this whole song.
But she said, I thought a bitch that got her chain snatched called a loss has something to say. I don't know if that resonates.
They hate me, but watch
Who's she
my
talking about?
videos
Though? She's
beat
clearly
me
talking
dick.
about a woman on there.
She's talking about fans in
Tory.
general.
Tory
She's talking
gets
about
chain
fans in
snatched.
general. Like niggas was really going at Meg talking about like, oh, she didn't really get shot, blah 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 blah. But she's saying that the niggas that's dissing her, talking about like, you know, she's faking what happened or whatever. I'm still huge fans of her. You know, visually.
Yeah. Absolutely.
They want me to be the bad guy, let me put my mask on. I was chose, I ain't asked to be this motherfucking cold. Still the brightest star, and not just the ones that's up in this rose. Keep it pimpin' always, actions do the talking. I know you want the cow, so I ain't saying y'all name. Oh, you out here ballin', huh? Who you get that money from? 10 toes down for whoever get the petty, huh? I be so content cause I know I'm a real bitch. And anything I say, I'm never scared to repeat it. You think I was a killer, how these niggas scared as shit? I pull up one deep, but niggas bring they whole clique. Ay, who you taking shots at, goofy ass bitch? Watching me succeed from your knees sucking dick. I know you want attention from the niggas that I get. I'm a steak, you a side plate, shrimp stay in your place, real bitch.
She's talking about a woman right here, though. I don't.
Yeah.
Who's the woman though?
No, she's not.
I
bro.
mean, her best
I'm
friend.
a steak, you a side.
Yeah, she might be talking about her friend, dog.
Shrimp stay in your place.
Shrimp stay in your place.
Shrimp stay in your place. Gotta be talking about Tory. She says, you know, I get attention from the niggas that I get. I think she's talking about he wants attention from the niggas that fuck with Megan.
Or she like her best friend was kind of like another big piece of this whole little story.
But that's why I think it was the One Deep shit.
Okay.
I pull up One Deep, but niggas bring the whole clique.
Whew, all right, man. Meg kind of gangster.
Who you taking shots
talking
at,
about
goofy
Kylie,
ass
bro.
bitch?
She talking about Kylie.
Kyle? No.
No. That's the guy invited to the party.
Yeah, I ain't
Munchie,
selling fairy tales.
Munchie.
FaceTime my nigga while my other nigga laying there. Bitch think she sabotaging something, trying to run and tell. Bitch, I got a bun with my niggas and they all aware. Yeah, who you taking
right,
shots
you right.
at?
You
Shut
talking-
up with your
she's talking about
scary ass.
some
No
girl.
profile pic, bitch, your mama shouldn't have had. Kick me while I'm down bad. I remember all that. Next nigga send a shot, I'ma send it right back.
She shooting Tory back, nigga. Meg got a character, dog.
I wonder who wrote this for.
I was just about to say she's the third person listed on this.
She is. The credits, yeah.
Yeah, she's the third person listed on this shit, bro.
Fourth.
For real?
Yeah, Buddha Bless, her, Magadis, and Allie Warble, and then Meg Thee. Yeah,
Goddamn.
she the fourth one listed on here, dog.
And ain't no samples on here. I mean, it's a beat sample.
That's
but
a
that's-
biggie sample, yeah.
yeah, I'm saying ain't no word sample. You know when they got
Right.
Yeah, when
DMX was on the Drake shit, he was in the
the
credits.
That shit was so confusing to me when
She went hard though.
Jay Electra put out the whole album, but it was with Jay-Z.
Yeah.
That shit fucked me up.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Like,
it
how
wasn't
can
really.
you
We anticipated Jay Elect album for so long, and then Jay Elect come out with a fucking.
But the original album leaked and he released it. like last month.
That was a few. Yeah, it was a few weeks ago. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I took it left.
I heard
We
it
was
was
talking
dope,
about
though.
Meg. We was
We're talking about
My
Meg.
bad.
Dog. Look what you been doing to
Nah,
our whole
man.
podcast, man.
Yeah, for real.
This
My
ain't been
bad.
controlling the whole podcast.
Nah,
Fox Sports.
She went in on dude, man.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Surprised you ain't listened to the album yet.
I ain't listened to that. I ain't listened to Meg Thee Stallion yet. I'm sorry.
But you Team Tory though, because you said it's album of the year.
I hate.
But you used to be Team Meg though before she got shot.
I like them both, man. I like them both. I was a huge Tory Lanez fan before he, was clapping at women.
Before she got grazed, you was a Meg fan.
I was a huge. Yeah. I ain't gonna do that.
It's a legal term.
Before she got
Before she was manslaughtered.
Before she got the flesh wound, man. Nah, I'm playing, man. I'm joking.
She said those pellets. She said you.
Yeah. Before she got hit with the pellets,
5'10", man. You gonna need something bigger than that 22.
I can joke around because she got hit with a pellet. Nigga.
But
She said it. She said it.
Could you tell me how you can defend somebody shooting at the feet of a woman just on some like mad shit?
Nope, I can't defend it, but I can. But I can say though that he probably did that shit with no intentions to kill her. Let me shoot at your feet. I'm not. If I shot at your chest,
No, I understand what you're saying.
Shit, if she would have got shot in the chest, she would have been straight. You see
I'm about to get canceled.
Oh my
You see them airbags on her chest, nigga?
Stop. Come on, Doc.
She posted that picture early. You see her post early on IG?
I did.
Man, she would have been good.
I did see.
Yeah, if you listen to the album, she got a song in there called "Body," and one of the I think on the hook is "Big Titty, Small Waist."
Yeah. Body, yaddy, 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 yaddy.
Definitely a double D.
Yeah.
Big Sean and 2 Chainz got a song or a track on the track 12, "Go Crazy." That shit gotta go.
Yeah.
Because Meg be rapping.
Meg spits, dog. She spits, man.
But I don't think anything's. I mean, like that.
It's the nigga for me. What she said? What you just say last week,
fucking
bro?
song. I wrote that freestyle rapper. I can't say I hate that freestyle, dog. She was
you
spitting.
just hated the reaction.
I hate the fucking reaction, dog. It's the me for him. That's what she said. And fucking.
What? It's the me for him?
Yeah. Like the
that shit was a
the
caption.
hot shit on. That
shit been a caption, nigga, since. And then the fucking what's that bluegrass joint that somebody said on that? On the fucking Harlow song.
Yes. Which one?
He said something about a girl from Bluegrass. Every girl from Kentucky. Every girl been fucking on the joint from the Tyler Hero song.
Oh,
that was a. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he said something about a chick and she from Bluegrass, but she got gold. Some shit like that, bro. It been a caption, nigga, for a good 2 weeks.
He was just on that. I still ain't heard that Pussy Talk.
Yeah. He's supposed to.
I love that song, bro.
Do you?
Yeah.
You like that song?
That song, the beat's hard. I fuck
Okay.
with that.
All right. I need to check it out then. I ain't see you
heard
like
that motherfucker's been everywhere.
No. I control.
I've never played it on the album.
Yeah. No, I control the music I listen to.
Oh, okay.
But good for Meg, man.
All right, man. Go ahead and close the show then, bro.
You know, as always, like we always do every week.
Well, first off, bro, thanks for coming through, though, dog.
Yes, dog. Yes, man. Thank you, dog.
Have to do it again, man. Maybe Lance will show up next time.
Yes,
man.
Steve. Maybe you would agree if Lance was here, it'd be a totally different show.
It would have. And
I was low key prepared for that shit. Like, imagine driving. You drive over here all the time, so you think about the show as you're driving.
Yep.
I'm imagining Lance on his shit, and then me just like sprinkling in shit every now and then.
Yeah.
And then y'all got my ass talking 45 minutes straight. So
My bad. I'm sorry about that.
No, it's cool. I mean, shit. I'm ready for it. But yeah, this nigga Lance is so. I mean,
we gonna do it again.
That's my brother.
We gonna do the cross podcast thing again.
A proper crossover.
Yeah, I have to say that Lance came on here a couple times. He's been on our podcast a couple times, and both times Lance kind of puts us he kind of backs us in a corner a little bit to where we can't kind of argue what he's saying.
Yeah,
but when I listen to y'all, like, you know how to handle Lance.
Bro, imagine being born and that's the only motherfucker around.
Lance is different, dog.
He was 2 years in when I came.
Yeah,
just kicking around, and I had to deal with this motherfucker. He's something else. He's smart though. Like you say, he's smart. That's honestly, I worked so hard in school because that motherfucker was being smart came so easy to him, and I was always the guy who played football, and there was like name a dinosaur. But Lance can say him, and I was like, I want to be smart. I want to be like one of them smart.
Yeah, you know man. Yeah, you handle. I never knew the age difference between y'all. It's funny to know that Lance is older than you because 2 years older. Because in my personal opinion, like Lance has one of those personalities and one of those kind of minds that if like it's hard to challenge him. And I listen to y'all's podcast. I listen to like 3 of the 4 episodes that y'all do.
We've only done 3, so I appreciate you.
3. So yes. I listen to all. So I listen to all 3. And listening to him, I'm like, God damn, man, dude really know how to handle Lance. Lance is hard. He's a hard one to challenge.
Bro, he's so wild. One time while I was here, we had lost connection on the phone, and he was just talking. He didn't know to call me back until he said some shit that he knew was a lie, and he was like, "Why isn't Brandon correcting me on this?" And then he knew I was off the phone that way. I said, bro, why you waste my time with shit that like he just want to be. He wants to sound convincing. He wants to just.
He wants to be debated and right at the same time.
And then get mad when it turns into a debate.
Yeah.
Oh, you want what you want.
Yeah. Lance wants to be debated and right.
He's a unicorn,
crazy.
Bro. It's my older brother, man. He's a unicorn. I love him to death.
I can't wait till all 4 of us can sit down, dog. It's gonna be a classic.
That's what I'm trying to say. I was like, that's why I want to come here and like start podcast and production and shit like that. I was like, I'm trying to show y'all the motherfuckers that shape me. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like these motherfuckers, wild. Like TT, y'all like all my clique is just like. That's his family, so yeah, I'm glad to be back, man. Yeah, I appreciate y'all, man.
Hey, not a problem, dog. Not a problem. We we grassroots, upstart, all those words that start with beginning. That's us.
All the beginning synonyms.
Anything that's synonymous with beginning. Even though we on episode 85.
That's beautiful, man. Congratulations on that shit too.
Yeah. Thank you. We appreciate it.
A big number. I'm glad I was episode 85. Lance was 69 the last time he was on, so you know what I'm saying? Those are oddly weird numbers, but they're important when it comes to podcasts.
Definitely, man.
Milestones.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm gonna get us out of here, man. So you can get
might not want to do that. So
what the fuck, Steve? So we can get you to your new crib and your wife and everything before you get your throat slit. As always, make sure you follow the podcast page on all the social medias. On Twitter, New Podflow _pod. On Instagram as New Podflow Podcast. Make sure you subscribe and you like on all the DSPs. That's Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, iHeart, all that good stuff. We are everywhere. So make sure you just search the podcast name and find us there. And as always, like I always say every week, do the Lord's work, man. Do the Lord's work, man. Make sure you listen to the anybody that's on your way to your corporate jobs out west at Fox Sports, anything like that, man. Make sure you listen to the New Podflow as loud as it fucking goes when you're riding in the parking lot, because we try to get them deals that Brandon botched. You understand? Episode 85, New Podflow. We out of here.
New Podflow.
Thanks for listening.
One more question before you go.